This video will show you how to work out the area and circumference of a circle. In order to do those, you do need a calculator, and you need to know where the pi button is on your calculator. So I've made this sheet to help you. The pi button is above the times 10 to the power of x down the bottom, and to activate it you need to press shift and then press the times 10 button, and you should see a pi symbol appear on the screen. Other buttons that are helpful are the x squared button to square your numbers, and if your answers come up as fractions or use with the pi symbol in it, you can use the search and destroy button to change it to decimals. So first of all, before we get started, you must know the difference between the radius and the diameter. Now there's an easy way to remember this. The diameter is a long word and it goes along the long line. And the radius is a short word and it goes along a short line. So the diameter is the distance from edge to edge of a circle, making sure it goes through the centre. And the radius is the distance from the centre of a circle to the edge of a circle. To find the circumference of a circle, the formula uses the diameter. The formula is pi multiplied by the diameter, which we often abbreviate to pi d. So, looking at question 1, to work out the circumference, I'm going to use the formula pi d. So my circumference is pi, my diameter is 10, so I'm going to work out pi times by 10. And when I've done that on your calculator, you will get the answer 31.415926 and so on. The question will normally tell you what to round it to. In this case, I'm going to round to 2 decimal places. So my answer is 31.42. The circumference is the length around the edge of the circle. So because it's a length, it's measured in centimetres. Looking at a second example, this time the diameter is given as 8. So I do pi times the diameter to find the circumference. So my circumference is pi times 8. On my calculator, when I type that in, it will come out as 25.13274 and so on. Again, I'm going to round to 2 decimal places, so my answer will be 25.13 centimetres. Sometimes when you do a circumference, the question will give you the length of the radius and not the diameter. So the first thing to do in these situations is to change your radius into diameter by doubling it. So if I have a radius of 7, I double it to have a diameter of 14 centimetres. And then I carry on as I did in the other examples. I work out pi times 14. When I tap that into my calculator, it comes up as 43.98229, and then I would round that to 2 decimal places again and get the answer 43.98. Remember my units on my last line. Finally, the area of a circle. This formula uses the radius and not the diameter. And the formula is pi times the radius, and then the radius is squared, which means multiplied by itself. So it's pi times the radius squared, which is written as pi r squared. So if the question gives me the radius, which in this case it does, of 2, I do my area is pi times r squared. My radius is 2, so that's pi times 2 squared. 2 squared is 4, so that's pi times 4. Again, when I tap it into my calculator, I will have a long answer So this comes out to 12.56637, and then I will round that to 2 decimal places, which will give me 12.57. Because it's an area, my units are now centimetres squared. Looking at a second example, again, I have a radius. So I'm going to do my area is pi r squared. This time my radius is 5. So that's pi multiplied by 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. So when I tap that into my calculator, my answer is 70.